Hi, this is Chance with KCTC. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about our VoIP phone solution that we have. VoIP stands for Voice over IP. It's basically phone service over the internet. So the phones that we're looking at are going to be hardwired into an Ethernet jack on the wall, which is an internet connection. They do not use traditional phone lines. So if you're looking to install one or looking for our service, that would be one major consideration. Is the phones are only able to go where there is hardwired internet, which now is most places, but it's still something to keep in mind. This is the most common model that we use, which is a Yelink phone. The major advantage of using a VoIP phone over a traditional phone is that they're very portable. I said earlier that you need hardwired internet wherever you install a VoIP phone, but if you have hardwired internet, you can install the phone anywhere, basically. You can move it from one office to another very easily. There's no back-end configuration or anything. You just unplug the phone, plug it into a new location, and everything will still work. The other major advantage is that VoIP phones are relatively easy to configure. So where some configuration changes used to take a large amount of time, you would have to call in and get them changed, and then it would take a long time to switch it over, a long time to switch it back. Everything was very tedious. The VoIP system that we use is relatively easy to change. So if you have any configuration changes or want anything switched around, we can do it pretty easily for you and pretty quickly. There's a short turnaround, and everything is pretty customizable. VoIP phones, or a VoIP phone system, comes with all of the similar customizations that you would expect from a regular phone system, professional phone system, with time of day routing, routing to different groups, cascading calls. There's a lot of voicemail customizations. Often we set up our phones to send voicemails to email instead of checking voicemails through the phone, which is a big advantage. You don't have to actually be at the phone or log into the phone to check your voicemails. You just get an email notification and can check it right there, which can be pretty nice. I'm just going to go through kind of what we're offering here with this phone and what the buttons do. This top left one will be the line number, which is the number of the extension for this phone. So anyone that is part of this phone system, if they dial 350, it will ring this phone. Underneath we have the park buttons, which I can get to later. Everything except the top left button is customizable. So these parks, and then these over here are speed dials to just different users in the phone system. We have Chance, Jarrett, Tony, Jason, etc. And there you can have multiple pages of speed dials that we can set up for you, and we can change them to whatever you'd like. The other way that you can make calls to people in the organization relatively easily is if you press this down button and go to Remote Phone Book, Company Directory. It will list every phone number that you have saved in your shared contacts for the organization. So that makes things easy to look up also. I'm going to back out to the main menu. Over here we have a mute button to quickly put yourself on mute when you're on a call. There's a headset button. We do offer a few different models of headset. There's over ear, there's in ear, there's a combination of the two. We can really customize it to whatever you want and get you whatever you're looking for. Here's the hold button. That relates a little bit to these park buttons up here that I mentioned before. The hold button will put someone on hold only on this phone, so they can only be picked up again off this phone. Parks are essentially phone system-wide hold buttons. So if I were to receive a call here on this phone, and then I hit the park button, that will put someone on the park line, park 1, and then from any other phone in the phone system, I can hit that park 1 button and it'll pick up the person that I just put on hold. So that's pretty convenient also. It's just another way kind of to transfer also. Speaking of which, there's the transfer button here. If you hit the transfer button while you're on a call, you can do a blind transfer, which will just push the call to another phone and start ringing that phone. or you can do a voicemail transfer, which will send the caller to the person you're transferring to's voicemail. You can also do a transfer where it will call the person that you're transferring to and give you the opportunity to speak to them first, and then as soon as you hang up, the original call will be transferred. So there are a couple different ways to do it, and they all have their own purposes. It's just kind of a nice thing that you can do. Redial, that's fairly self-explanatory. It just dials the number that you previously dialed. This message button will take you to the voicemail menu, which, as I mentioned earlier, is not totally necessary on these phones because we mostly have it set up to go to email, unless you like voicemail on the phone. That's another customization that we can do. If you'd prefer to have voicemail only on the phone, we can set that up for you. That would also be where you would go. It'll get you to the voicemail menu, which will let you set your voicemail message and record your greeting and all that sort of stuff. To dial the phones, there's no number that you have to press to dial out. You simply dial the number and then pick up the phone and it'll call. This button here is the speakerphone button. You just press that to go on speakerphone. Up here you can see you'll go to call history. All page is a special button that will page every single phone in the phone system. And it kind of acts as an intercom, so that's kind of a useful thing also. D&D will put you on Do Not Disturb, so then anyone that calls this phone or tries to transfer someone to this phone, they will go immediately to voicemail. There are a lot of other things that we can do with these phones. There are a lot of customizations, like I said. People do things with time of day routing often where you'll want it to go to someone's phone number during the day, during business hours, and then after hours you might want it to go somewhere else. Another big advantage of VoIP is the VoIP app that we have, the KCTC mobile app, which basically allows your cell phone to act as one of these phones, which means that when someone transfers a call or dials your extension, you can have your cell phone ring, which is really useful for people that might work remotely or, out in the field or anything like that. After hours, it's very nice if you need someone to cover like an on-call situation or something like that. The other advantage of the KCTC mobile app is that you can make calls from the app on your cell phone and it will appear like it's coming from the phone system. So it will use your landline number and it will appear as your landline number on whoever's phone you're calling. So that's nice if you don't necessarily want to give out your cell phone number to certain people or customers. You can just use the business line through the app. VoIP also offers texting from landlines, so you can set up SMS, which is texting, to send text from your landline number for business-related purposes. As you can see right here, Tony is flashing red. That's because her phone was ringing. It looks like she did not answer. These lights will turn red when someone is on a call, and they will flash red when their phone is ringing. And when someone is on park, it's the same thing. So you'll see a red light here if someone gets put on park. And we potentially could pick it up if we wanted to. But yeah, I think that's an overview of the VoIP system. There's a lot to like about it. The main thing is just how portable it is and how easy it is to make customizations and change things around. If you have any questions for us or want to know more about the VoIP phone system or really any of our other services, feel free to contact us at 319-656-3668. You can also send us an email at service@kctc.net. Thanks for listening and hope you have a good day.